This is a 2019 Ford Edge Titanium. I'm gonna give you 10 things you need to know and a few gripes, starting right now. My name is Mike. Welcome to the channel for another review. If you're interested in additional reviews, opinions, and discussion about cars, trucks, and SUVs, check out my channel, Car Mike. New videos every Monday. Let's get to the list. So number 10 is the high-end lighting that comes with this Ford Edge Titanium. So the front and rear has LED lights. They're especially sharp looking. I'm gonna try to film them at night so that you can see what they look like. You also have the ambient lighting interior, or on the interior, excuse me. You can change the color. You can do it right here on the dash. I'll show you. But you've got some really neat lighting throughout the entire interior of the car and the exterior. I think it makes this car stand out and look especially sharp, especially at night. Ford's done a really good job with their LED lighting on both their trucks and their SUVs lately. And I really like the lighting in this car. I think it sets it apart. Okay, so number 9 is the storage bins. While all cars have different storage spaces, I think there's some creative storage in this car. You've got multiple places to store your phone, here and here. You've got a little slot on the side where everybody always drops something, your wallet, your phone, change, and there's a little catch pocket storage area right there. Additionally, in the back there's a couple of weird storage units, including one that I just don't understand what you would put there, but nonetheless, if they had a place to put storage, they made it a storage bin. So check out the storage, the interesting storage in this Ford Edge. Okay, I didn't mention this earlier, but number 8 is the rear seat. So this is a 5-passenger 4-door SUV. It's called a 2-row because it does not have a 3rd row, nor does it have an option or anything like that, and yet it's still full size. So you can fit 4 adults, maybe 5, comfortably in this car, drive around. You know, it's got some good room and good space to it. It's not compact, but it doesn't have a 3rd row. So the rear seat has got plenty of space. I'm going to jump back there, shoot a quick clip. As you can see, there's good leg room, good knee room. Additionally, you can drop the seats down really easy. There's a button in the back that just unlatches them and they fall down. You can't use the button to bring them back up, but it's pretty easy to just flip them back up, as I showed you right here. So number 8, the rear seat and the configurability of the rear area leads to lots of storage. It may not be as big as the other SUVs out there, but there's a lot of space in this car. Okay, number 7, things you need to know is this is a 2-row full-size SUV. So that's what they're calling the market segment. There are so many SUVs in the market now. So what this competes with is the Nissan Murano, the new Chevy Blazer, probably the Jeep Grand Cherokee. This particular model for Ford fits between the Ford Explorer and the Ford Escape. It's a little bit less, I think like 10.5 inches than the Explorer in terms of overall length. It's also about 10.5 inches bigger than the Ford Escape. So it sits right in the middle. So in this case, you've got 2 rows, a sporty SUV. It doesn't have the off-road, you know, chops as maybe a Jeep Grand Cherokee, but nonetheless, it's got a really classy interior. It's more of an urban SUV, you know, for the streets. Okay, number 6 is the infotainment system. So I found it to be responsive. It was very easy to navigate. I don't like the white on white icons, but that's just my personal take. Maybe you would. I don't think it's the best looking system, but it's definitely easy to use. It has Apple CarPlay, it has Android Auto, so it's a it's a good system. It's all touchscreen. You've got good access to all your settings. I was able to play with it, and overall it's a good system. Hey, before I move on with the list, please click that like button. It helps my channel. I appreciate it. If you don't like the video, leave a comment. Let me know why. Okay, number 5 on the list is the interior is really nice. So this is the titanium package. You would expect that it has a good interior. It's comfortable, it's easygoing, it's not pretentious, it's not trying to be, some Mercedes. It doesn't have any cross-stitched interior, but it still looks really sharp. It kind of reminds me of maybe an older Lincoln or something like that, where you've got the piano black trim throughout. It's all black in general with some slight brushed aluminum accents. So overall, I really like the design of the interior. Simple, clean. I don't like the interface for the AC controls on manual, or the manual buttons. They're all small buttons. I would have rather had some knobs. That's really just my preference. But overall, the interior, it looks pretty good. Okay, number 4 is the 4-cylinder engine that comes standard on all Ford Edges. It's a 250 horsepower 4-cylinder turbocharged Ford EcoBoost engine. It includes an 8-speed automatic that it's paired up with. It moves the car quickly. It's got good torque, so the power's there real quick. So overall, I liked the engine. I would give it pretty good marks. I didn't see the best miles per gallon, as is normally the case with the EcoBoost, and when you combine that with high octane gas, it may not be the best value, but it's going to be better than a V6 that's put in here, and it feels like a V6. It really does. So the EcoBoost, which is your only option with the titanium package, is a pretty sharp engine. It'd be nice if they had offered at least 1 or 2 other engines, but that's okay. Okay, number 3 is the foot gate. So this comes standard on this trim level. You just wave your foot underneath and boom, it pops. So I tried it with the car running and it did not work. Initially I thought it just wasn't working, but if you have the key in the car and the car running, it probably doesn't want somebody coming up on the back and opening the tailgate. So I think that's a good thing. So when I took the key out and went to the back, it was very responsive. It worked right away. I really like the foot activated tailgate. Something that GM did that I would like to see Ford have done is they have a little spotlight that shines on the ground that shows you where you need to activate the tailgate. But at the same time, when I tried this, I pretty much tried it everywhere throughout the bumper, and it worked pretty good. So I don't know that there is a specific spot as long as you're under there. It worked really well. Check that out. Okay, number 2 on the list is the 360 driver assistant system, which is Ford's version of all of their safety products. So that includes emergency braking, lane assist, blind spot monitoring on your mirrors, and it also includes I think a swerve capability. If there's a crash imminent, it'll swerve the vehicle for you. So some great safety features featured in this Ford. Very similar to my review of the Highlander. I found them to be usable. So I appreciate the fact that this car is safe. I think that's something you need to know if you're considering this SUV. It does have some modern safety features that are usable and will, keep your family safe if you were to buy this vehicle. Okay, number 1 thing you need to know is the price. So the price of this as trimmed out can top $46,000. The base model SE is $31,000, so that's 15 less. Then you have the SEL, which is going to be about 5,000 more. And then you have the ST trim. So that ST I mentioned earlier comes with a much sportier look. It comes with larger wheels, a suspension package, and a big, heavier breathing V6 that produces, I think, close to 300 horsepower. This isn't about that, but that option does seem like a pretty cool SUV. But the titanium at $46,000, now obviously you can find one for a better deal, with dealer rebates and things like that. But overall, this SUV is competent, it's capable. It's not necessarily the best of the best, but it's up there. I would say it's top 3, top 5. And at the end of the day, this is a Ford Taurus. Ford's got rid of their cars, and this is what they're selling at the same level that they used to sell the Ford Taurus. So the number one thing you need to know is this SUV is competent, capable, and a good buy if you're looking for the features it offers and don't need that third row. It fits full-size adults. That's the list. Okay, real quick, I'm gonna give you 3 gripes and then maybe a 4th bonus. So the first one is the Ford Pass Connect system wants to update itself so bad. Every time I turn this car on, it's trying to update it. It wants me to connect to Wi-Fi. It needs to take a chill pill. I did not like that. That's maybe an issue with this specific car. Nonetheless, it would be fine if it just let me know once, but it was every time I got in the car. Gripe number 2, the rear hatch. So it didn't happen every time, but occasionally when that hatch was opening, it didn't open all the way, as you can see here. And I'm 6'2", I hit my head on it. I was not happy about it. So if you get the car, make sure that you figure out whether you're tall or not. Make sure your head's clear. The rear gate didn't open all the way. And then number 3 is I did find this to have a little bit of torque steer or understeer. If you had the wheel turned and punched it, you can definitely feel that the front wheels are trying to turn and power the vehicle at the same time, as this is front wheel drive. And it at times cause the vehicle to not steer real well. Again, this isn't a performance SUV or anything like that, so it's a small gripe. And then the bonus is I would like to have seen them offer the ST motor in the titanium trim. Ford's done this in the past. They did it with the F-150, where you could get the Raptor engine, although you can't now. You could get the Raptor, the bigger V8, in an upscale F-150. It was an expensive option, but if you wanted the V8 but didn't necessarily want the Raptor, you could get that in your car. I would think some buyers would like the more powerful engine in their Edge, but don't want the whole ST look. They don't need the tight suspension. They don't need all that. They just want a little bit more power. I'm surprised Ford doesn't offer it. That's my list. Thanks for watching. For more reviews, opinions, and discussion, check out my channel, Car Mike. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.